Hello. So this is one of the salvage missions that goes with Elite Dangerous. This is the salvage mission where you're going for the secret military plans. Is it? The military plans. Yeah, military intelligence. I don't particularly like this mission. I don't think it's worthwhile doing this mission unless you're getting a good high price for it. The thing with all these salvage missions is that they're not really worthwhile for the time that goes into them unless you can accomplish them on the first go-round. Typically, you have to get, the ones I've tried, you have to get 4 barrels. And if you screw up, you go to the planet you're directed to, and you look for one of these spawning interest points that's labeled as your mission objective. Oh, and I think prior to this, there might have been some kind of bug in the game, because I've done these missions before and gone to the planet, and I've gotten the auditory message that says mission objective detected, but this interest point never spawned. I don't know why that was, but here in the last couple weeks or two, suddenly they spawn, so I get to do the missions.
Cargo steam retracted.
Yeah, but anyway, this one, the script is a little more intricate than the ones for the experimental chemicals. You go into the interest point, you start to close in on one of the barrels full of military plans, and these four pirates spawn in and start shooting at you. They're not particularly strong pirates. It's a wing of like 3 or 4 of them. Well, it varies, 2 or 3 or 4. They're not real strong, and the cops fly right in and start helping you, so you're not in a huge amount of danger with them. But there's a couple problems with this. One, in the course of all this fighting and shooting and firing, these barrels you're supposed to get picking up, there's a good chance they're going to get destroyed. It's probably not a bad idea to try to move in a direction to draw these fools away from the barrels. I've screwed that up in this case. I moved the wrong way and moved them right into the middle of those barrels. So by the time all this shooting is over with, it doesn't take long to clear those people out. They either run away or get shot down by all the cops that are hanging around. But once you're gone, you go back and look around, and there's a pretty good chance that the 4 barrels you need are not all there now, because a few of them got shot down. That's what's happening in this case. I'm checking. There's the military plans I'm supposed to get. I'm going to get 1 barrel out of this anyway. So you got to pick up the barrels. Now the other thing you might notice going on here, you see all those cops floating around? Yeah, that's a little worrying for a couple of reasons. One, these military plans are contraband. See where it says illicit cargo over there? You're not supposed to have these things. Now, somewhat illogically, I've never had the cops actually find me for this. They don't scan me, they don't find me, they watch me pick these things up, but they don't do a damn thing about it. Well, that's fine by me, because the mission would just be ridiculous if they did that. The cops don't just fly away either, they just hang around. Well, if all they did was hang around, that wouldn't be so bad either, but they also fly around and shoot down the barrels that are left. They shoot them down, and they also steal them. It's so yeah, it makes it so there's a combination of things going on. The barrels get destroyed in the combat, and the combat always happens. As soon as you spawn in, you're going to get these 3 or 4 pirates come in, and they're going to all hell's going to break loose. You're going to have cops running in there, everybody's shooting everything, the barrels get shot down, and then once the bandits are gone, then the cops kind of fly around, loitering around, and they start shooting the barrels randomly or stealing them for themselves. For whatever reason, the cops would need a thing like that. Also, yeah, these barrels typically are, depending on how close you are to the planet, these barrels typically are drifting generally in the direction of the planet. So, as with the experimental chemicals, it's a good idea to get them between you and the planet. You want to sort of chase them down in the direction of the planet. It's best to kind of try to center them on the center of the planet. If you're low enough down, close enough to the planet, you get that handy little reticle there to tell you, what your angle of approach to the planet is, and you try to keep that around 90. And that'll minimize the amount of lateral movement of the barrel, so it makes it a little easier to pick it up. Now at this point I'm searching around and there's no more plans. They've all been destroyed, so I still need, I think, one more at this point, but there's none left in this crowd, so which means that, yeah, I have to warp out of here and go find another one of these interest points, which can take several minutes because they don't necessarily spawn right away. And this is what you want to avoid because, you know, you really want to try these kind of missions. You really want to kind of get them in one go because otherwise, you know, unless you're getting a real high price for this mission, and they vary a lot. I mean, I think I'm getting like 600,000 for this mission, which probably is kind of high for this mission. And they vary a lot, you know, unless you're getting a good high price for these things, it's not really worth your time to do them, unless you can get them done in one go. Yeah, so that's really what you want to try to do. I'm probably going to avoid these military plans missions for now and just do the experimental chemicals and any others. The experimental chemical missions are very simple by comparison. You just go in there, you spawn, you grab the barrels, you get the fuck out. The only and the missions tend to pay about the same. So there's really no reason to do these kind of missions here, you know, except for the challenge of learning how to of trying to figure out how to beat the script, you know. That's what you're doing is you're you know, and the script never changes. You know, you go in, you fight the ships, you pick up the barrels, you go, and if you can figure out how to do all that without destroying half the barrels or letting the cops steal them away from you, there, go for it. But it's a lot simpler to just take an experimental chemicals mission and get the same amount of money and not have to deal with all that. Interesting though, it's an interesting mission, you know. It's more challenging, definitely. But you know, it's typical. Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna cut back here. Here's the next interest point. It spawns. I get into it. That's not the interest point. That's one of the non-mission interest points. I was kind of curious to see what was in here. It's like these keep popping up. They're not the mission, but what the hell are they? Well, this one's a private data beacon. It's going to give you some of this useless download data that's, I don't know, related to some of these engineer upgrades probably. I've got a collection of this garbage that I've been picking up from ships that get shot down and all kinds of crap like that. And I suppose eventually I'll have to get off to the engineers and do something with that. But for now, I'm not real worried about that. Don't do a lot of ship-to-ship fighting. I mostly just run away from the assholes that come in and, you know, want to play PvP on me. You can always run away, you know. I'm here to run cargo and try to make some money. I guess whenever I get a good enough ship together and figure out how to use those non-self-aiming weapons, you know, doing all that crazy shit with heat sinks and flying around with no shields and all that garbage. Yeah, maybe then, but that may be a while. Up there's my mission interest point. Let me get in there. Yep, and it's just like clockwork. You go in there as soon as you start to approach a barrel. Your enemy ships will spawn. I think in this case there's only like 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, bring up the weapons because you know they're coming. Got all 4 pips up on shields. Yep, there they are. No, there's the military plans. Yes, sight on the military plans, approach them, and they'll pop up right between you and the barrel. Yeah, it's just a typical gaming script. There they are. In this case, I think there's only a couple of them. Yeah, Viper Mark IV.
Under attack.
Yep. Yeah, there's like 2, 3. There might be 4 of them. I don't know. I'm shooting missiles, that's for sure. Where's the cops? The cops usually show up right around here somewhere. Oh, there might only be a couple of them. Those are all missiles he's shooting at me. Oh, there's some cops. Yeah, they're coming in. I'm not worrying about the barrels too much here because I really only need one of them. I'm sure at least one barrel will come all through this. These guys don't last long. I mean, that guy's in an Eagle. He's going to go right down. Yeah. Get a big 10,000 credits for him. And they're gone, yeah. Leaving just the cops who will loiter around. Just hanging around, eating donuts, looking good, you know. Shield emitters. I don't want no fucking shield emitters. Let me... where's them barrels? Okay. Military plans. That's all I need right there. Of course, I have to kind of circle around and get above it. It's probably not moving real fast because we're kind of high up here. But just to make sure I don't have to fool around with the thing getting all squirrely when I get close to it because it's moving laterally. I'm gonna get up above it here. Try to come up to it this way. Oh, I do have the reticle going. Yeah, we're low enough for that. Okay. Yeah. Get the reticle up there. Try to move it up to around 90 degrees. That's where you want it. That means you're right above it. Okay. Okay, close enough. Let's try to move in on this thing. Okay, where are we at? Oh, we're well over 1 kilometer here, so I'm going to have to hit the accelerator a little bit. Yep. That's kind of annoying, you know. You don't want to go crazy with the accelerator because you'll bump into the thing and probably blow it up, but you don't want to spend all day sneaking up on it. And there the cop has stolen the thing right from in front of me. See, that's the kind of shit you got to deal with on this mission. Alright, well there is one more, so I'm good with that one. And now some asshole cop is shooting at the damn thing. He's got it knocked down to 67 points and I haven't even approached it yet. Well, I'm only like 150 meters away. I'm gonna hurry up and try to rush up on it. The cop's gonna start shooting at it again. I'm gonna take a few rounds.
Under attack.
Yeah, but I'm just gonna pick it up right away before he can do that. And that's it. So that's the end of that mission. Yeah, it's a little more intricate than the other mission. I'm gonna have to see what some of the other salvage missions are like. But so far, these are the only two I've come across that have paid any decent amount of money. And like I said, they're not worth it unless you're getting a good high price for them. Okay.